the environment that we're in today, I specifically talked about the age of context or interest. We grew up in the world of information. We're now in the world of expansive social, but it's very generic. In fact, it's boring. And so I think what it'd be interesting is to understand that people can have deeper engagement and much more sort of interesting, richer experiences in these niche communities, which is going to be challenging for brands because it's more fragmentation, but there's more chance for authentic conversations within those, which ultimately we want, because we want people to have the ability to brag about our brands, because that will take their brand with them in those conversations. So that's where I think the niche, tribe-like experience is going to be, away from the big city into neighborhoods. That's where I think we're going to go. So what's exciting me right now is something that you wouldn't think is exciting me, I suspect, programmatic. I'm curious about the technology behind programmatic and how it enables creativity. Because at the moment, beyond 30s and 60s, the world of video is really broad. And I can do 6-second storytelling to hours of storytelling if it's suitable to the consumers, to the brand. But I'm really intrigued by the efficiencies when it comes to, to be able to market across multiple platforms, across multiple devices, and at the heart of it's programmatic, and I don't understand it enough, so that's what's keeping me up at night and exciting me as well. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I would recommend for people to keep abreast of what's happening and also cut through the clutter, which is, firstly, with anything that we do in marketing, make sure you hold a budget for remixing. Make sure there's a budget that you can actually do things that are radically different, you've never done before, that can actually surprise and delight, and also embrace failure in that regards. And the rest of the budget obviously goes to ROI-driven stuff that won't get us fired. That's really important as well. But in addition to that, for me, find the influencers who you like their thought process, you like where they're headed, keep abreast of them, and also embrace these platforms. These young, interesting platforms out there are becoming so vast that I think it's almost a crime, it's criminal if a brand doesn't engage with those sort of platforms and say, how can I, at some point, be a brand on your deck? It might be really interesting to sort of push the boat out at that point and understand what's going on. So keep abreast of the influencers, make sure you fast fail and remix your budget, and lastly, look at these platforms, experiment them as a consumer and see how your brand can get involved, and contact them, see what it's all about. I think it's really exciting.